There's something very strange about the way we live, the way we look at life, the way we think we understand it. From the moment we wake till we fall asleep again, we move in a world that feels solid, secure, unquestionable. We say, "This is my home, this is my family, this is my body, my country, my belief." But have you ever paused to ask, what is all this? Is it truly as it appears? Or have we accepted appearances as reality simply because it feels safer that way? The ancient Indian sages called this veil of appearance Maya. It means illusion, not in the sense that the world does not exist, but that we do not see it as it really is. We see through layers of thought, memory, habit. We project our desires, our fears, our conditioning, and then we live inside that projection, calling it reality. Look at a simple thing. You walk by a lake and see the reflection of the moon. The water moves and the reflection dances. You know the moon is not in the water, yet the image is there. You can even feel its beauty, its presence. That is Maya. The reflection is not false. It is not unreal. But it is not what it seems. The same happens with life. We see the reflections of our own mind and call them truth. From childhood, the mind learns to name and divide. We say this is good, that is bad, this is me, that is you. But these are only words, concepts. Behind them is a vast unmeasured field of life, whole and indivisible. Maya is what happens when we mistake the fragment for the whole. When we cling to our ideas of life instead of seeing life directly. Have you noticed how the mind creates illusions every moment? A person says something unpleasant and instantly the mind reacts. Anger, hurt, defense. The moment has passed, the sound has ended, but the image remains. We carry it for hours, sometimes for years. The mind has built a world out of memory, and we live inside that world. This too is Maya, the illusion born from thought. The illusion of time is one of the greatest. We say, "I was happy then, I will be happy someday." But where is this then or someday? Only thought travels to the past and the future. Life does not. Life is always now. Yet the mind, conditioned by habit, resists the present moment and keeps chasing its own shadow in time. That chasing, that restlessness, is the movement of illusion. Maya is not only outside, it is within us. The image we carry of ourselves, this sense of "I am someone," is also an invention of thought. We are told who we are by society, by our names, our gender, our history. But behind all these layers, there is something nameless, the awareness that simply is. It watches thought, it watches emotion, but it itself is untouched. In Sanskrit, it is called Atma, the pure consciousness that is the same in all beings. When consciousness identifies with the body and the mind, the illusion of separation begins. Then comes fear, desire, comparison, competition. We forget that we are the watcher of all these movements, not the movements themselves. It is as if the ocean has forgotten that it is water and starts calling itself a wave. The wave rises and falls, and with every rise comes pride, with every fall comes sorrow. But the water remains the same. That water is Brahma, pure awareness, beyond name, beyond death. So, illusion is not something evil, it is not a punishment. It is the natural play of perception. The problem begins when we take the play to be the only truth. When we stop seeing that the screen and the image are one. When the movie begins, we forget the screen. When the thought arises, we forget the silence behind it. That forgetting is the root of Maya. The mind loves certainty. It wants definitions, explanations, clear lines. But truth is not a line. It cannot be drawn or defined. The moment you define it, you lose it. That is why the sages said, Neti, Neti, not this, not that. The real cannot be spoken. It can only be seen when the illusion of seeing has ended. You may ask, how do we end illusion? But who is the one asking that question? Is it not the same mind that creates the illusion? If the mind tries to escape its own shadow, it will only create another shadow. Freedom from illusion is not something you achieve. It happens when the mind sees itself completely, without choice, without resistance. When it sees how it creates illusion, that very seeing is the ending of it. So perhaps Maya is not to be destroyed but to be understood. When you understand illusion fully, you no longer mistake it for truth. You can still live in the world, play your roles, love, work, create. But deep within, you know that it is all a movement of consciousness, a dance of awareness in the field of the temporary. Then life becomes lighter, freer. Suffering begins to lose its grip because the me that suffers starts dissolving. In that moment of deep seeing, illusion becomes transparent. You can still see the reflection of the moon on the lake, but now you also see the moon in the sky. The two coexist, but you are no longer deceived. That clarity is the beginning of wisdom. If we are to understand illusion, we must look at how perception itself begins. We see, we hear, we feel, and immediately the mind begins to name, to interpret, to compare. That process is so fast that we never realize how thought stands between us and what is. The moment we name a thing, the direct seeing ends. You see a flower and instantly say, rose. That word carries memory, meaning, association, pleasure, pain. Now you are not looking at the flower anymore. You are looking at your idea of it. The mind has replaced reality with a symbol. That is the birth of illusion. This naming, this movement of thought is constant. It has become automatic, mechanical, almost unconscious. We don't see people as they are. We see them through the images we have built. We don't see life as it moves. We see it through the filters of belief, expectation, judgment. And because every mind has its own filter, each one lives in a slightly different world. A world created by thought, shaped by memory, wrapped in illusion. When we say, I know, it usually means we remember. Knowledge is always of the past, never of the present. The moment you know something, it has already happened. But life is always new, always moving. So when you approach the living with the dead knowledge of the past, you cannot see what is. You only see the shadow of what was. That shadow, projected onto the present, becomes the fabric of Maya. The mind wants security, and so it holds on to images of people, of beliefs, of God. It says, this is true, that is false, this is mine, that is yours. It builds walls to feel safe inside, and those walls become its prison. The more it clings to certainty, the more it strengthens illusion. For illusion thrives in the need to be certain. Have you noticed how fear is born? A thought of what might happen tomorrow, or of something that happened yesterday, appears in the mind. It is only an image, but the body reacts, the heart races, the breath changes. The mind believes its own image and calls it reality. That belief is illusion. The event does not exist, only the thought of it does. But the thought is so vivid that it creates a whole experience of fear. So thought creates emotion, and emotion strengthens thought. And together they spin the web of Maya. Desire works in the same way. You see something beautiful, or imagine a future in which you will be complete. The mind says, if only I could have that, or become that I will be happy. That image of the future becomes more real than the present. You chase it, struggle for it, sometimes even destroy yourself for it. But when the desire is fulfilled, it fades. A new desire arises, a new image, a new chase. That endless movement from one illusion to another is what we call living. To see illusion as illusion requires a certain silence. Not the silence of suppression or control, but a natural quietness that comes when you begin to observe without judging. When you simply watch your thoughts, your feelings, your reactions, without naming them, you start to see how they arise, how they move, how they disappear. Then a strange thing happens. The watcher and the watched begin to lose their separation. You start to see that the observer is the observed. The fear you are watching is not separate from you. It is you. That realization ends conflict. And with it, illusion begins to lose its power. Maya survives only when there is division. The thinker and the thought, the observer and the observed, the me and the world. When that division ends, illusion has no ground to stand on. But the mind does not like such endings. It feels threatened by silence, by uncertainty. It keeps escaping into thought, into activity, into words. That is why understanding Maya is not a matter of belief or effort. It is not about accepting an idea or following a method. It is about watching yourself in daily life, moment to moment. When you are angry, do you see the movement of anger, or do you justify it? When you desire, do you see the craving as it arises, or are you already lost in it? This simple awareness, without condemnation or indulgence, begins to reveal the structure of illusion. The sages of India said that the world is mithya, not false, but conditionally real. It appears real to the senses, but its foundation is ever-changing. Your body, your thoughts, your circumstances, all are flowing, never the same. To mistake what changes for the changeless is the essence of Maya. When one begins to see this deeply, life does not lose meaning. On the contrary, it becomes more alive, more sacred. You begin to act, to love, to think, but from clarity, not from illusion. You begin to see that life is not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be lived. You begin to sense that consciousness itself, the pure awareness behind all experience, is not bound by time or thought. It is what the scriptures call Brahman, the infinite that appears as the finite, the eternal playing as the momentary. The play is beautiful when you know it as a play. The tragedy begins when you take it to be absolute. That is why the awakened one can live among illusions yet remain untouched. He does not escape the world, nor does he cling to it. He moves with it as the breeze moves with the water, freely, lightly, without resistance. The question, then, is not how to escape illusion, but whether we can look at it without fear. Can we see our own mind in motion, its habits, its defenses, its stories, and stay with it without trying to change it? That seeing, that choiceless awareness, is the beginning of the end of illusion. When the mind sees itself clearly, Maya starts to dissolve like mist under the morning sun. When you begin to see the nature of illusion, not as an idea but as an actual fact of daily life, something begins to change within you. The change is quiet, almost invisible, yet it carries an extraordinary power. It is the movement from mechanical seeing to pure awareness. Awareness is not something that you can practice. It is not discipline, nor concentration. It happens the moment the mind becomes still, not by effort, but by seeing the futility of its own effort. The mind that struggles to end illusion is itself part of illusion. But the mind that observes itself, gently, silently, begins to discover a different quality of seeing. That seeing is not bound by thought. It is free, open, direct. In that seeing, illusion begins to lose its density. You may still experience anger, fear, desire, but they no longer grip you in the same way. You can watch them as you would watch clouds passing through the sky. The clouds are real, but they do not define the sky. Awareness is like that, vast, untouched, eternal. Thought and emotion are movements within it, not the totality of it. As awareness deepens, a strange thing happens. You begin to sense that what you called me is not separate from what you called life. The observer and the observed start to merge into one flow. This is not a theory. It is something that can be felt when there is no resistance, no comparison, no judgment. In that state, there is no experiencer. There is only experience. And when there is only experience, Maya begins to fade. Maya cannot exist without the me. It is the me that creates illusion. The me that wants to become something, to arrive somewhere, to be secure. The me is born from memory, sustained by thought, and constantly seeking continuity. But look closely. Every thought is new, every moment fresh. The me has no real existence outside of memory. It is an image built by time. When that image is seen for what it is, the whole movement of becoming collapses. Then there is a stillness that is not created by control. It is the stillness of understanding. From that stillness, there arises a sense of sacredness, not belonging to any religion, not dependent on any belief. It is simply there, like fragrance in a flower. The flower does not try to be fragrant, it just is. In the same way, when illusion dissolves, awareness shines naturally. That awareness is not yours or mine. It is universal. It has no center, no boundary. It is what the sages called atma, the consciousness that is both the observer and the observed, the source and the expression. When this awareness is awake, life appears in a completely different light. You may still see sorrow, you may still witness injustice, yet the heart is not burdened. It responds with intelligence, not reaction. It acts, but without the heaviness of ego. You see beauty in things you once ignored, the movement of leaves, the sound of water, the stillness of a quiet evening. Because in those moments, you are not separate from what you see. There's only seeing, only listening, only being. This is the awakening beyond illusion, not a mystical event, not an achievement, but a gentle turning of perception from the outer to the inner, from division to wholeness. It is the awakening of consciousness to its own nature. The ancient seers called this Brahma Janana, the knowledge of the infinite. But this knowledge is not of words or concepts. It is not intellectual. It is direct knowing without an object. It is like light knowing itself, not by reflection, but by shining. When you look deeply, you may see that awareness was never asleep. It was always present, behind your thoughts, behind your dreams, behind your desires. It was covered, perhaps, by noise, by restlessness, by illusion, but it was always there. It is there right now, as you listen, as you breathe. It is not something you can attain, because you are it. And that realization changes everything. You begin to understand that the world of illusion, the world of becoming, of success and failure, of pleasure and pain, is not separate from the sacred. Maya itself is an expression of Brahma, the infinite consciousness. It is like a wave in the ocean. The wave moves, rises, falls, disappears, yet at no moment is it other than the ocean. The ocean does not reject the wave, it plays through it. In the same way, awareness does not reject illusion. It understands it, embraces it, sees through it. When illusion is seen as illusion, it no longer binds. You can live in the world, but the world no longer lives in you. You can act, but action no longer leaves residue. You can love, but love is no longer attachment. Life continues, but in freedom, not in bondage. This is what liberation means. Not escape from the world, but freedom in the midst of it. Freedom from illusion while still walking through it, smiling through it, understanding its beauty and its temporariness. The awakened one does not ask how to end Maya, because he knows Maya is only the play of consciousness, the creative energy of existence. He sees it as one sees a dream upon waking, vivid, full of meaning, yet not ultimately real. He lives in both worlds at once, the world of form and the world beyond form. And in that balance, there is peace. The moment awareness recognizes itself as the source, the play of illusion becomes transparent. The world shines with a new light. Even the ordinary becomes sacred. The sound of rain, the laughter of a child, the passing of time. Nothing is rejected, nothing is clung to. Everything is part of the one movement of consciousness. When illusion has been understood, not through analysis but through direct seeing, something quiet and vast opens within. It is not an achievement, not a reward, not something to be proud of. It is simply the natural state of a mind that has stopped deceiving itself. Freedom is not something you get at the end of a path. It appears when the mind stops walking in circles. It is there when seeking ends. We are taught from birth that to be free, we must control, discipline, and conquer. But control is another form of bondage. Discipline, when born of fear or ambition, only strengthens the very illusion it hopes to end. The mind that controls itself is divided. It says, this is good, that is bad, this must be done, that must be avoided. But truth cannot be approached through division. Freedom begins when there is no controller, no controlled, no pattern to follow. When awareness is total, control is unnecessary. So what does it mean to live in freedom? It does not mean withdrawing from life or rejecting the world. It means living with life fully, yet without clinging. It means seeing beauty without wanting to possess it, feeling pain without turning it into self-pity, acting without calculation. It means to be completely open to each moment, to each person, to each experience, and yet remain untouched in the depths of your being. When illusion ends, relationships change. We no longer see others through the filter of our needs and fears. We begin to listen, truly listen, without interpretation. That listening itself is love. Love is not something we produce. It is what remains when the noise of thought has quieted. Love is not emotion or sentiment. It is intelligence, clarity, compassion. It is the recognition that the other is not separate from oneself. When you love in that way, there is no illusion. There is only unity in movement. The world will continue to be what it is, full of confusion, struggle, and beauty. Maya does not vanish from existence. It only vanishes from your perception as bondage. You can see its patterns, its play, its rhythm, but you are not trapped in it. It becomes a dance, not a prison. You still participate, but without the burden of becoming. You may still work, create, teach, laugh, grieve, but everything flows from awareness, not from ambition or fear. Even pain, when seen without resistance, becomes a teacher. Even endings, when met with awareness, reveal the truth of impermanence. And in that impermanence, you discover the eternal. The eternal is not somewhere else. It is not beyond death or beyond time. It is here, now, in the space where thought falls silent. This silence is not emptiness. It is fullness. It is the background of everything, the stillness from which every sound, every movement, every life arises. It has no name, no form, yet it is closer to you than your breath. The scriptures called it Brahma, the infinite consciousness that pervades all. You may call it awareness, life, or simply presence. The word does not matter. What matters is the direct perception of it. When you sense that, even for a moment, illusion has no hold. People often ask, how can one live in this noisy, chaotic world and still be aware? But awareness is not disturbed by noise. It is not affected by chaos. It is like the ocean. Waves may rise and crash, storms may come and go, but the depth remains unmoved. When you rest in that depth, life continues on the surface, but you are no longer tossed about. You may wonder, does awareness make one indifferent? No, it makes one deeply sensitive, yet unbroken. It makes one see suffering everywhere, not only personal suffering, but the suffering of humanity. And that very seeing gives birth to compassion. Compassion is not pity. It is not helping from above. It is the natural response of love that understands. It acts without thought of reward. It flows like water, quietly nourishing everything it touches. To live in awareness is to live in humility, because awareness reveals that there is no separate self to be proud of. There is only the vast movement of life, endlessly creating and dissolving itself. The I that used to claim, to struggle, to achieve, fades away like a shadow at sunset. What remains is a simplicity beyond effort. You do what needs to be done, and the doing is complete in itself. When illusion ends, even death loses its terror. For death is not the opposite of life, it is part of it. The body dies, thoughts fade, memories dissolve. But the essence, the consciousness that sees, was never born and never dies. It is like space, it contains everything, yet remains untouched by what it contains. To see that directly is to be free from fear. Freedom from illusion is not the end of living. It is the beginning of living rightly. In that freedom, there is joy without cause, peace without effort. There is a natural order, not created by rules, but flowing from understanding. Such a mind is not seeking enlightenment, for it knows that awareness itself is enlightenment. To be aware, moment to moment, is to be awake. To see the illusion and smile at it, to love the world without being trapped in it. That is true wisdom. So perhaps the journey was never a journey at all. Perhaps we were never bound, never lost, never separate. We only imagined ourselves to be. The illusion was powerful because we believed in it. But now, seeing clearly, the belief fades. And what remains is simple, vast, and whole. That wholeness is truth. It has no beginning and no end. It is the same consciousness that appears as life, as love, as every breath. It is the source of all illusions, and yet untouched by them. It is what you are, not what you will become, not what you should seek, but what you already are when all seeking ends. Sit quietly for a moment and let this truth sink in. Everything you see, hear, feel, all of it is the dance of Maya. But the one who sees, the awareness that watches, that is Brahma, infinite, free, unchanging. And when you realize that the dancer and the dance are one, Maya no longer binds. It becomes beauty itself.